How's the world going to react to the true power of Saitama? With recent events in the One Punch Man manga having Tatsumaki finally discover Saitama's true strength, and having the purpose of the Hero Association called into question in general, I want to take a look at the future of One Punch Man. If you read One Punch Man, well then you know that Saitama is the most powerful hero alive. But what makes Saitama such an interesting character is that he's not just this super powerful guy. And I think this is a testament to one's writing, is that Saitama is uplifting, but not in a generic way. And a couple of months ago, I talked about the Saitama and Tatsumaki fight, but more importantly, the parallels between Blast and Saitama, because these two, they are the #1 chieftains of the One Punch Man universe that we know of currently. Granted, Boros Avenger is probably really strong too. And while for the most part the S-Class are heroes, they're a bit different from Saitama and Blast, because a lot of them are in it for fame, money, or their own ego. Whereas someone like Saitama became a hero before the Hero Association was even a thing, and instead of money, he did it out of a reluctant moral obligation to save a kid. And Blast seems to be very similar, because when he opened that portal and hopped back to his own manga, we realize, oh, Blast operates on a grand scale to stop God, unlike any other hero on Earth. And as far as we know, he is so uninterested in fame, he doesn't even show up to meetings, and people barely even know his face. So unless this guy is space famous, he's pretty much just working for the people 24/7. And as the story has gone on, more and more heroes start to realize, wait, this Saitama guy is busted. To the point that people like Flashy Flash just try to straight up murder him to make sure. And I think most people want the inevitable cool factor of Saitama's true power being revealed to everybody. We almost got it in the Cosmic Garou fight, but time got rewritten. And once Blast actually finds out that Saitama is his best shot at stopping God, well, I feel like we're gonna get a similar scene to when Saitama got dragged to the S-Class Heroes meeting for the first time. But this time, it'll be the Space Avengers meeting, because at some point in the future, God is going to encounter Saitama directly, and realize that this caped Baldy is the greatest threat in the multiverse to its rule. Besides Saitama, God is probably going to be the most powerful character we ever see. Garou becoming Cosmic Garou even though he didn't accept God's full power. That should tell you all you need to know about how powerful this entity is. And Cosmic Garou was enough to make Blast wonder how strong he would have been if he had accepted God's full power. And I'm gonna note that in chapter 167, we see that the friends of Blast, who are probably heroes themselves from other planets, say it looks like they may have underestimated Earth. And a quote like that makes it sound like these guys have been going from planet to planet looking for people to help them fight God. And considering that Blast is in contact with the Hero Association and he knows heroes on Earth, they probably did a rundown on all the other S-Class heroes and said, oh, they're God fodder. And just put Earth on the useless planet list except for Blast, if he's even from Earth. Up until they saw Saitama, which tells me that Saitama is an anomaly even for these guys. And I expect Saitama to be the only person we see with a broken limiter. But what does this mean for the S-Class on Earth when they find out how strong Saitama really is? Well, the S-Class are overdue a reality check. And while a lot of them already know how powerful Saitama is, when they finally figure out, oh, he is actually the most powerful hero alive, well, they are going to eat the most succulent, delicious, fat helping of humble pie. And if they don't get it from Saitama, I wouldn't be surprised if they got it from Blast and Friends first. Because I'll be honest, these guys just seem like a direct upgrade to the S-Class in the Heroes Association. Because if these guys have a Boros alien with them, well, he's definitely S-Class if he's anywhere remotely close to Boros level. But the thing that makes Saitama different from all of these heroes, he is completely selfless unless he's poor. Because Saitama is so powerful, he is capable of empathy that other characters just can't risk. For example, him taking in Overgrown Rover as a pet. I mean, seriously, who else is able to adopt Overgrown Rover besides Blast and maybe like Tatsumaki? I mean, imagine, what if Saitama spares God? Just kidding, he's probably gonna punch him in the face. This is a hot take from Corko Shinobi. I think God may actually get punched in the face by Saitama. But before the great punching of God, I hope to see some serious shifts in the power dynamics and the corporations of One Punch Man. Because the Hero Association, these guys suck, and this guy has goofy hair. And as of the making of this video, in the most recent chapter of One Punch Man, we finally get the introduction of the Neo Heroes, or the Vigilante Hunters group as it's called in this translation. And I'm going to go into some spoilers for the webcomic here, so if you don't want to know anything going forward in the manga, this is your warning. I will put a timestamp to skip to if you don't want to hear any spoilers. So we do find out the Neo Hero group is kind of shady, with some mundane things like unethical recruitment practices and the occasional turning people into cyborgs by force Shinobi. But that being said, a lot of the people who join the Neo Hero group aren't bad people. And even though this organization did not turn out to be the best, I think a separate choice to the Hero Association is not a bad idea. But as far as Saitama's personal impact is concerned, well, all you have to do is look at Garou. Because after his fight with Saitama and finally realizing that he always wanted to be a hero, Garou is on the existential journey. And when Garou does come back, he is probably going to be one of the greatest heroes we ever see. And even if he'll never call himself that, I love the idea of Saitama helping turn Bang's supposed failure into one of the greatest heroes on the planet. And it's pretty fitting for Garou, because Garou has already come in clutch for other heroes. Because intentional help or not, Garou did delete Sage Centipede. And by the time the full strength of Saitama is fully revealed in the story, I expect the situation will be more dire than Cosmic Garou, which is saying a lot considering everybody died. But the full global reveal of Saitama has to be one of the biggest moments in One Punch Man. It's pretty much the entire point of the series is everyone realizing this guy is the One Punch Man. And I didn't really get the point of One Punch Man when I first watched it in 2015, because the first season and first part of the story give a lot of people the impression that Saitama is a gag character. But once Murata really picked up the manga and started going full beam with it, and this series started going far more in depth with the world and characters, that is when I really got into One Punch Man, because it has some surprisingly deep character writing. Because once God has been punched directly in the face, let's not forget all the people that Saitama gut punched right in the feels. But that's just my opinion, and I want to hear yours. How do you think the world's going to react to Saitama's true power? Because I am looking forward to him stepping into the spotlight as the world's greatest hero. I know a lot of you are here for my Jujutsu Kaisen content, but I'll be covering both series going forward. Because JJK and One Punch Man are my two favorite manga. So if you like content like this, subscribe for more. And as always, thanks for watching.